5D Mystery School.
Peace, and welcome back to 5D Mystery School. So let's talk about a few things. You know, when somebody calls you, and like before they even call you, you think about them, and then they call you. It's almost like your brain knew that they were going to call you. Or if somebody calls you, and without even looking at the phone, the caller ID, you know exactly who it is. That's a form of telepathy. We have this equipment in our brains that are dormant. We're never taught how to use it. Never. However, they come out with this technology that substitutes what we already have, and they make it seem like you can become a superhuman when you're already an untrained superhuman. Not everybody, especially the ones that don't have the inner monologue, but most people. Okay, so today we're just gonna go over a few things, connect a few things. This shouldn't be too long, but let's get into it. All right. I see y'all like the way that I did that last lecture here on Zoom, so I'm gonna keep it the same format. If it ain't broke, I'm call a repairman. First things first, okay? 4 years after he died, a composer's lab-grown brain drops new music. It's almost as if his brain was uploaded to a cloud, like his settings were saved. Now, if you've been following me for a minute, you know how I always talk about when you, like, your consciousness is data, right? Your experience here is data. You being birthed, that's data. Your whole incarnation, right? It's okay, you get the message. So this is pretty interesting because it's going to tie directly into what we're talking about today. This guy's been passed for years. However, the settings of his consciousness, right? Side note, noteworthy for saying, is consciousness individual or is it collective? Meaning, do my experiences transfer over to somebody else? Can somebody feel my experiences? And that's what empathy is, right? We all get this user experience with consciousness, and it's tailored to your soul journey, to your individual quirks, your natal chart, your personality. So although consciousness could be collective, it is perceived by the user. Like if you and I both went to play Red Dead Redemption, and I don't think I've ever played that game. I've just heard it a couple times. Anyway, if you and I both went to play that game, the console that we're playing on is the same console. We both have the same joysticks. We both have the same maps, but we do different things with our characters because of our personal user experience and journey. Okay. So, legendary avant-garde composer Alvin Lucier died in 2021, but that hasn't stopped him from making new music. Credit an artificial brain grown from his own cells that emits sound triggering electric signals. Think about that. His cells were able to capture the essence of who he is. I personally believe this is strongly connected to gene expression and the way that your genes can change over time due to your experiences. All of that information was active in his cells, right? I believe they use his cells to create stem cells. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I believe he agreed to this project before he passed on, and it took years to actually do it. Now, what does this mean? Was he cloned? Bless you. Was he cloned? Or was his likeness saved? This living entity doesn't merely recreate Lucier's past compositions, but continues his artistic journey through its own biological agency. Bless you. The artist said it responds to its environment, adapts over time, and generates new compositions. Pluto, that is a wrong move, my boy. Don't do that. Come here. You're doing too much. So it can create new compositions. So this is tricky territory here because let's say reincarnation, right? Like Lucier gone, passed on, his soul is gone. Let's say he was born again, incarnated into a different experience. That new version of him could be experiencing new music being made from his past likeness because it's not his soul that's remaining behind, it's the settings of him, cloning his creativity, if you will. Now, this doesn't have to be done posthumously. This can be done while you are alive. And this is what we're going to start to get into. Okay. Creatively, really creative creativity. Well, I can't read. Creativity really has to be a conscious element to it, or have to have a conscious element to it. And I don't think this particular piece of art is conscious. A cognitive neuroscience says those cells have no intention. Come here, come here. Yet, what happens when those cells evolve as they do? Now, scientists use nanoparticles to remote control brains of mice. I have a few different things to say about this. I don't have anything written down. You're getting a freestyle, okay? I wanted to make a different video with all my notes and stuff, but I was like, you know what? Stop, Pluto. This dog is wilding, bro. Ah. Um, but I was like, you know what? Let me just build with y'all. Let me give you all the rawness, the realness, the transparency of me building a lecture like if I was in a classroom. So that's what you're getting. I don't have any notes today. This is all from the dome. Okay. So nanoparticles, there are several different things that can be classified as nanoparticles. We're going to get into that. So let's say you're playing a game like The Sims, okay? And your Sims have been injected with this sentient AI program. And now within the digital world of your Sims, meaning when you cut off your MacBook, that world is still there. That world doesn't go away. If you hit power on your MacBook, you don't kill them. You don't delay their journey. They're still living. So you can go to sleep and your character, Tammy, could be involved in a breakup overnight. I'm not sure if that's how the game goes now because I don't play The Sims. I haven't played in a while, but it's going to start to look more and feel more realistic. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because let's say the Sims do become self-aware and they don't know how to look at you because there is no fourth wall to break. Like in the world of the Sims, they have, right? They have walls. Everything is solid. They have so there is no big camera to look at and say, who are we? What are we doing here? It's for them, it's just like air, you know? However, we are still the all-seeing eye for the world of the Sims, but they don't know that we are perceiving them. They don't know that we can view them. Let's say that the Sims like let's say it's a deep learning AI that's put into the Sims where they can learn from their mistakes, where they can learn autonomously how to read and write and go out and drive a car, and they're actively living in the world of the Sims. And to them, their world is the real world. They're whenever you type into the Sims, hey, I need you to build a bridge. Hey, I need you to do this. Whatever you can instruct them to do, to them, it's not like a computer is telling them to do this. And their world is appearing to them as thoughts, as instinct, as intuition. But you are the driver, you are the all-seeing eye. Another way of saying this is that their brains are hooked up to a cloud that you have access to and can control their bodily functions with. They could control their appetite, friendliness, and even maternal behaviors. Artificial intelligence. This is from CBC News. Human brain to merge in 2030, says futurist Kurzweil. Ray Kurzweil, Google's director of engineering, say we are closer to leaking our brains with AI. Come here. It's already happening. It's already happening. You know, when you're in your room and you're looking at your phone and you're thinking like, oh my God, I'm so fucking hungry. I just want some. Think of a specific place. You know, I just want some Astro's chicken or whatever. Bro, in 5 minutes, you're going to see an ad for Astro's chicken, whether it be you log into TikTok and somebody's like, oh my God, I just went to Astro's chicken. You log into Amazon, you see an ad, you log into whatever platform you log into, and the way that they can deliver the content to you is going to be known that there is a smart tracking system that can read your thoughts, that can intercept the brain waves that are leaving your brain in waveform. What do you think those 5G towers are doing, bro? Do y'all think that they really install 5G towers so that we can have better cell phones, better communication? Have y'all not seen the patents associated with these 5G towers? During the, oh, I can't say that, this video would be bad. During the special event that we had where everybody had to be locked in their homes, they were installing the 5G towers. I personally saw this in Manhattan, in New York. Your ears have been ringing more, yes? Frequencies. Go outside, take a look around, look at the church, look at the apartment building, look around. Those 5G towers are everywhere, bro. They didn't just appear overnight. It was almost as if they needed people to be inside so that they could do what they needed to do. And at the same time, link people to the system by, bro. Oh, let's continue. Let's continue. Ray Kurzweil, Google's director of engineering and a noted futurist and inventor, envisions a more cooperative future. He says the human brain will soon merge with computer networks to form a hybrid artificial intelligence. In the 2030s, we're going to connect directly from the neocortex to the cloud, said Kurzweil. The way that they did this is so slick. There's a reason why those ads pop up. There's a reason why They're introducing things like Neuralink. Elon Musk is um, trademarking telepathy, telekinesis. Hello? Where's Pluto? Oh, Pluto's in Aquarius, high mentality. Pluto is radioactivity. Pluto is deep psychology. Aquarius is technology, artificial intelligence. So when you put the deep psychology, the mind, Scorpio, Pluto, not you, Pluto, when you fuse that with Aquarius, artificial intelligence, futurism, bots, mix those together, you're going to have the mind hooked up to the cloud. That's Pluto in Aquarius coded. And the timing of all of these articles, Pluto's in Aquarius for 20 years, bro. The AI phase is going to last us for at least 20 years. The AI phase is going to be here for at least 20 years. We're going to have the AI, the bot wars, AGI, artificial general intelligence, Supreme Court justices, lawyers, teachers, doctors, all will be AI. And you won't be able to outthink them because what's happening now is they know how you think. They know the the boundary of your thinking. Chat GPT is just one way to farm the mind so that you can know, okay, what's the capacity of the human brain? If we take the smartest brain on earth, what's the boundary of their thinking? And can we use artificial intelligence to surpass that? And so intellectually, you will have AI before man. And so how can you outsmart, outthink, outwit a machine that you made to be smarter than you, bro? So you are willfully submitting by creating this technology. Let's continue. In his 2012 book, How to Create a Mind, Kurzweil said the neocortex of the human brain contains 300 million pattern processors that are responsible for human thought because thought is the result of pattern recognition. Oh, wait a minute. That's new thought. Oh, new thought, right? The people who are, they have I don't how can I say this? People who are equipped with heightened pattern recognition, psychics, clairvoyant, clairaudient, clairtangent, like it pattern recognition is everything, bro. Like, and it's not even something that you truly have to do. You just have to be equipped with it, you know? Some people are born with it, some people are not. These pattern processors could be artificially replicated. Could be, they are, bro. If it's in an article, it's already happening. This is the soft opening. Allowing artificial intelligence to surpass human ability. As you get to the late 2030s or 2040s, our thinking will be predominantly non-biological, and the non-biological part will ultimately be so intelligent and have such vast capacity, it'll be able to model, simulate, understand fully the biological part, said Kurzweil. We will be able to fully back our brains. You know, when you go to get a new phone, right? Before you get the phone, Apple sends you a message or, you know, Android sends you a message. that says, are you ready to back up your phone? You haven't backed up your phone in a week. You haven't backed, right? They want you to keep backing up your data to the cloud so that they can process the new information from your phone, things that you have been putting into your phone, right? They want to see it all. So backing up your brain will be the same process as backing up your phone. It's the settings I was talking about earlier. And this is going to be particularly important for when we have digital afterlives, which this could very well be where we are right now, but I digress. So let's say grandma's at the end of her life and you like this version of grandma, right? You love your grandma. Although her soul will move on, you want to still interact with grandma, her consciousness, in the same way that those cells are able to create new compositions without the composer being there. Your grandma's digital consciousness will be able to respond in ways she hasn't responded before. Let's say your grandma's name for you is Pookie, but one day out of the blue, she calls you, you know what? I'm gonna change your name to Pookie to whatever, Tookie, right? And you're like, wait a minute. I thought this consciousness was supposed to like replicate my grandma. And like I was just gonna have the same conversations over and over and over again. Bro, that would be boring. So what they're going to do is have it to where they could take cells from whoever wanted to have their consciousness or their brains backed up, and so that their likeness is saved through the cells, probably stem cells, and their consciousness. Now, you're probably thinking, how can you back up a consciousness? Like if I open up the brain, where's the consciousness in there? You know what I'm saying? Pineal gland is more powerful than you believe. And I don't want to alarm anybody, but your stuff is being backed up right now without your consent. If they can read your brain, if they can read your thoughts and send you ads, right? If they can market to you through directly to through what you're thinking, so therefore they know exactly what you want. They don't have to guess anymore. They're going to market Ray-Ban sunglasses because you've been thinking about Ray-Ban sunglasses for 4 days, boy. So they know you want them. Ray-Ban has the information on you, right? So they're going to keep marketing to you to appease to your thoughts, to appeal to your desire. So if they can do that, they can read your thoughts already. The temple has been infiltrated. They're trespassing. UNM, University of New Mexico researchers find alarming high levels of microplastics in human brains, and concentrations are growing over time. University of New Mexico Health Sciences researchers have detected microplastics in human brains at much higher concentrations than in other organs, and the plastic accumulation appears to be growing over time, having increased 50% over just the past 8 years. Microplastics, tiny bits of degraded polymers that are ubiquitous in our air, water, and soil. I'll repeat, air, water, and soil. Where does your food grow? How do you think the microplastics get into your brain besides the air, besides the some trails that are in the sky? I can't really say what type of trails because I don't want this video to be banned, boy. These polymers have lodged themselves throughout the human body, including the liver, kidney, placenta, and testes over the past half century. Placenta. Who does that affect? Your baby's born with a what? Hello? Right, right. UCI chemists find fungal shrapnel in the air. Oh, now we're getting somewhere. He said these lofted bits of fungus are easier to inhale deep into the lungs than intact cells, which can be thousands of nanometers in diameter. This means they may contribute to fungus-related allergic reactions and asthma among susceptible people. Fungal, mycelia networks, hive mind. Do you know how mushrooms work together? How they can link up together? You ever seen The Last of Us? How this fungal infection went around and it can create this body like an internet, right? Like let's say you have 50,000 people in a group think, all thinking the same thing, but they're not trying to think the same thing. There's one hub that's sending out the thoughts in waves. And so they all get the instructions at the same time. That's what this is. Okay. Now, let me see if I can find this video because I really want to show y'all something. I don't know if I saved it, but actually, I'll show y'all the video. I'll show y'all the video in a second. But there's a video. Let me just what I'm tell you what I'm talking about. There's a video from a lecture I did not so long ago where there was these large flakes that looked like snow, but it wasn't snow. And when these flakes touched the ground, they were creating fungal matter out of like dog's poop and other things. It was creating this fungal matter, which means that there's these spores that was in the air that were intentionally being put in the air. And these spores, oh, let me just show you what else. Let me just show you what else. These spores, they can be used for a lot of different things. One is to create another or to create an outbreak, like a fungal outbreak that gets deep into your body that you can't just get away with a little, vaccine. The study also explored how these tiny crumbs of biological matter might aid in the creation of ice clouds. Ice clouds. As some such cells have been found to facilitate ice formation in the sky. Large intact biological cells are extremely rare in the atmosphere, but we've identified fungal nanoparticles in orders of magnitude higher concentration. So if some or all of these good ice nuclei, so if some or all of these are good ice nuclei, they could play a role in ice formation. Now this ties directly into what I was just talking about. Ice formation, yes. This means that those flakes that was coming down that look like snow could be formed from these nanoparticles, from these fungal nanoparticles that were found in the air. Oh, I need some water. Let me pause this video. So I was talking to the homie chatty chat, and I was like, yo, chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but these fungal spores in the air could create a hive mind, right? Because sometimes you need not validation, but you need to make sure you're not tripping or you're not just trying to, have a confirmation bias. You know what I'm saying? So whenever whenever I start to think things, I try to debunk myself. And when I can't debunk myself, I'm like, oh shit, that download was on or something. I be cooking. Side note, this is how these lectures form. I get these random ass thoughts either through dreams, just daydreaming or whatever. And then I try to debunk them because I'm like, nah, that shit's crazy. That can't be true. And then it turns out that I can't debunk myself. And then it turns into a lecture. Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm gonna get back to the lecture in a second. I don't want nobody to be send me no more videos of other creators that have similar topics to what I'm doing, because it's nothing against the creator, but I be so wrapped up in my own world and research and acting and so many things I have going on that I don't have time to watch those creators. And if I did, I don't want subconsciously like their work to rub off on mine, or people to say like, oh, I sent him this video, so he must have got it from here. You know what I'm saying? I want people to know that these lectures are coming from raw, pure thoughts, integrity intact, boy. You know what I'm saying? Legacy shit. Fungal hive mind. Nature already gives us an example in mycelia networks, fungal root systems that communicate chemically and electrically, similar to a rudimentary hive mind. That's right, hive mind, like I just said. If nanofungal particles could be engineered to carry out or transmit signals, chemical, electromagnetic, or quantum, boy, we ain't ready for this conversation. I'm gonna skip the quantum. I act like I didn't see it. Then a synthetic or cybernetic hive mind concept isn't entirely science fiction. It's speculative, but being explored and feels like biocommunication and myso technologies like mushroom technologies. Yes, ice cloud formations can lead to snow, hail, or ice crystals in clouds, depending on the atmospheric conditions. Some biological particles, including certain fungi and bacteria, have proteins that help nucleate ice, that is, act as a core for ice crystals to form around. Did we ever talk about the giant mushroom trees that used to exist? And how this, never mind, let me not go there, stay focused. These particles floating in the atmosphere can start the process that eventually becomes snowfall. Okay, so again, these spores that are in the air, they're the reason that you are seeing this snow that's not really snow, and it's not ice cold like it is when snow, you know what I'm saying? So it's, look at the fungal infections that pop up when this stuff starts to fall from the sky. I just wanted to read this because I really liked it. All right. Particularly, telepathy is real, particularly between people with emotional, vibrational, and energetic connections. Pay attention to the times you think of someone and they call, text, or show up, or you wake up in the middle of the night with an eerie feeling about someone only to find out something was happening to them. This happens often with empaths. We have that technology, yo. We are equipped with this technology. Jinx. How do you think Jinx is a thing, bro, if you weren't linking up with the people next to you? Imagine if imagine if you had a set of twins that went to a mystery school when they were growing up and learned how to, you would see some real magic then, because telepathy is stronger in twins than I've seen in most people. And I'm neurodivergent, so trust me, I saw a little bit of the telepathy tapes, you know. Let me pause. Let's continue. Wait for this video to load. Then let me show y'all what this is about. I took this a couple of months ago when I was in Detroit. I want you to just look at how the snow looks. Y'all know those dipping dots? That's what the snow looks like here. This is intelligent fog that we are dealing with. That's why I call this smart fungal fog, the lecture. All right. You know what? I just took like 5, 10 minutes, tried to bring up the video. And I don't know if you can see this, but it says the ring light's in the way. Unable to play video. This video cannot be played because the file format is unsupported. So it looks like the video was deleted from my actual phone. That's weird. Let me see if I can restore the video on Instagram and show you that way. Okay, you know what? Since it looks like I was having technical difficulties, I just went to YouTube and found the closest video I could to what we're talking about. So you can see this fog is you can't ignore it. Even if you're in your home, the fine particles will seep through the crevices in your home and find their way to you and be able to, you breathe them in, right? Like the reason they're using spores is because spores can get deep within your body because your body, mushrooms and the human body actually have some close biological similarities. Okay. So yeah, you can see this wasn't just happening in Atlanta, Georgia. I was in Detroit when this was happening. It was happening everywhere. I had people in Seattle that were seeing the same exact thing. So some people can say that this is strategic, but or what? This is actually, this right here is what we're close to. This right here is what we're close to. Now, if your thoughts can be read, right? Whether you're thinking about getting some cat litter or getting some nachos, and you start to see marketing for that. That means that there is a system that can in real time read your brain. So what about precognition? What about being able to, so ChatGPT and your brain are both language learning models. They are made to predict the next thing that's going to happen. People that have more of these processors that we were talking about earlier, they can see the future, right? They know things are going to happen. They are able to process faster than a human brain. So what happens when these systems that are supposed to learn what the next word is going to be changes into what's the next action going to be, and then knowing, having your thought patterns so down to the code that they know your thought better than you do. They know what you're going to think better than you do. Therefore, they can go about 2 to 5 minutes in the future based on the trajectory of your thoughts and the history of the thoughts that they have, whether it be Snapchat, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, now ChatGPT, getting your most intimate, secrets. They have an entire library fed to different social media platforms that all go back to the same monitoring company, right? The social media platforms might be owned by different people, but they feed the same system. So they have the makeup of you, the folder of you, knowing everything you've done from the age of the first social media platform to now, from all the information you have been feeding the platform, not only just social media, but Yahoo chat, AOL chat, like the entire history of your interactions on the internet is fed into a system, and they are able to know your code in a way, not your DNA code per se, but they could, thanks to the uh, the Human Genome Project, which is not talked about enough, but they now can read the DNA code that you have, right? And voice to skull programming can target your DNA code like IP addresses. So they can find you wherever you are, whether you have your phone or not. Let's say you take the phone away. Okay, they're talking about taking the phones away. They're still going to be able to track you, bro. Right now, you can throw your phone in the ocean and they can't track you. What happens when you are the tracking system? Where everywhere you move, they know where you are. Everything you think, they know what the next thought's going to be. And so if you go into a store like Walmart and you're like, damn, I only got like $5, but I'm about to steal me some, some Kool-Aid. I'm about to steal me some honey buns, whatever, right? I've stolen from Walmart. I won't go down that. Anyway, let's say you go into Walmart or Kmart. They don't have Kmart's anymore, do they? Anyway, you go into a store with the intention of whatever it is, right? These stores are being integrated with AI like by the day. They're going to have fully intelligent stores where no cashiers are needed, no stock people are needed, right? So as soon as you walk into that store, your thoughts are fed to the system of that store. So they know what you're going to buy. They know if you're thinking about stealing something. So they could arrest you for a crime that you have committed because you had the intent. And that is in the future, the intent is what is going to get a lot of people in trouble because they're going to say, like, oh, you wanted to steal from Walmart today. Yeah. You were in Walmart. Yeah. You were going to steal. How did you know that? You don't got to tell us a thing, boy. We got your whole game plan right here. And we knew that if we didn't intervene, you were going to walk out of Walmart with the Kool-Aid and honey buns, right? Although that's not like a, you know, felony or anything, they're going to get a lot of people off the intent, whether it be committing a sexual crime, you had the intent of sexually offending somebody, whatever it is, you can't escape the intent if it's based off your thoughts because you think up here is private. But what happens when this is invaded? The temple is invaded and they can see the future of you. So I say all that to say Minority Report is not 20 years in the future, bro. It can be tomorrow. All right. Let's see how much time I got left with this lecture. Okay. So there's a plethora of things that we can continue on to discuss, but let's go ahead and say that's today's class. And we still have a lot to talk about, a lot of lectures to get into. If you like this content and you want to see more content like this, it would help me out. It would help the channel out a lot. If you made it this far, you should hit like, right? You like this video, you're still here. So hit the like button. I would love if you left a comment so that I can interact with you so I can know, what you want to see next. If you didn't like something, I love interacting with you on the comment section. Okay, so leave a like, leave a comment. I know you can't share this video with everybody because of the subject matter, but if you know somebody who would appreciate this content, share it with them. You're helping them out and you're helping me out. All right. Subscribe on Patreon. Be a subscriber here on YouTube. As you can see, this video didn't go to TikTok. This video didn't go to Instagram. YouTube got it first. Not even a Patreon. YouTube got it first. Okay. So I'm going to be busy here on YouTube. And I really appreciate y'all watching. And here's what I'll leave you with. How can you protect your brain? How can you protect your thoughts? Well, let me pull up something real quick. Let me pull up something. All right. So here's one solution, right? You can go to ohmni.com. I believe this was launched by MIA, the music artist. There are other companies as well. You can see what it's made from, made with 48% pure copper nickel, liquid chrome effect textile, blocks 99.99% of Wi-Fi, 3G, 4G, 5G, Bluetooth, RFID, GPS, satellite, EMF radiation. So I know you probably don't want to be, dressing like this all the time. Maybe you do. I don't know. But more than fashion, is functional. You're actually protecting yourself, right? If you don't want your innermost thoughts being read, right, for other people to monitor, there are ways that you can protect yourself. So I don't want to give you just all the problems with no solution. Here's a big solution, right? You can also get shungite hats, right? You can get shungite clothing. Right? I got a shungite crystal up there, right? Keep it on me at all times, just to kind of protect from EMF. So there are ways that you can protect yourself, right? You're just not out here hopeless. All right, you just got to stay aware and keep your head on a swivel, really. So that's it, man. That's it. That's the lecture. I would definitely tap in with y'all next time. I appreciate you being here. As always, I got nothing but love for y'all. See you next time.
5D Mystery School.